Make sure it's recording. Okay. Thank you all for coming. I just wanted to give a brief intro on what this is. So it is a virtual resource fair panel that Powerful Moms Who Care has been putting on for the last 2 weeks. So we have this one and then one more next week. And it's been really great to hear about some amazing virtual resources that are happening in the community for families. So across Salt Lake County, and most of them have some component with child development and childcare, supporting those in recovery from substances or domestic violence, personal development, job training, and more. So we have some really exciting groups today to share on those topics. So Powerful Moms Who Care is a community organization that began in January of 2018, and it's an organization of low-income moms and women working towards safer communities and healthier families, especially for people living in extreme poverty and struggling with homelessness or have been homeless in the past. So we work to increase the availability of low-income housing for families, as well as accessible, affordable childcare, healthcare, education, and job training. So we're located in Salt Lake City, but we'll be hosting some virtual events coming up and maybe some social distance events as well, and depending on how things go. So we definitely want to be safe. And yeah, so I will do a mini intro now for our wonderful guests today. So we have Veronica from the Children's Center, Lori from House of Hope, and Rocio from Neighborhood House. So we'll start with the Children's Center. So the Children's Center provides comprehensive mental health care to enhance the emotional well-being of infants, toddlers, preschoolers, and their families. So I'll have Veronica speak more on their resources now.
Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for having me here today. It's a pleasure to join you all to present information about my wonderful organization, the Children's Center. So I am not very tech savvy, but I'm going to attempt to share my screen. Oh, it says it's disabled.
Okay, does it work now?
Let's see here. I think it is. Okay, can you guys see? Okay, all right. So I'll just start off by explaining what the Children's Center is, and I have the web page up. I'm sure I'll probably scroll through information a little bit faster than people can read, but please take note just of our website address, and feel free to hop on the website, give us a visit to get more information if needed. And then of course, I'm more than happy to answer questions if there's questions before we end today. But I'll just start off by explaining what the Children's Center is. We are a nonprofit mental health agency that provides treatment to families of young children with social, emotional, and behavioral concerns. And the services provided are for children between the ages of 0 to 7 years. So again, you can find out more on this specific web page, but I'll highlight some of the things that we offer. So our services include, first of all, an initial mental health assessment to help better understand the nature of a child's concerns and determine a plan for treatment. And then treatment generally includes family therapy with the child and their primary caregivers. Sometimes we may offer groups to children for group therapy. But we also offer and are pretty well known for our therapeutic preschool programming. And this is a really great service for children who are receiving our family therapy services. And if they're having particular difficulties in their child care or preschool setting, and may benefit from some support with social and emotional skills with their peers. Our therapeutic preschool serves clients between the ages of 2 to 5 with the goal of developing social and emotional school readiness skills. I'm going to flip to just our consultation page, because this is another service that we provide here at the Children's Center. So our early childhood consultation services provides a variety of supports to early care and education programs. These services may include training for teachers and care providers and observation and support of specific children who might be having difficulty in their child care setting. Some other services that we provide that aren't referenced on the web page, but are also available to open clients, are psychiatric services with our psychiatrist, who specializes in medication services, including prescribing and management of medication with young children, if this is determined as a need for the child and family. And then we also provide psychological evaluation or testing by our psychologist to help better understand the complex nature of some children's behavioral concerns. Evaluation can also aid in diagnostic clarification of some specific mental health concerns, such as autism spectrum disorder or ADHD, which can also help in determining the needs for additional service or adjusting treatment to meet the needs of the child. In terms of cost of services, we're able to provide services to children and families from a variety of economic backgrounds. We do accept a variety of insurances, including Medicaid, and families who do not have insurance can work with our business office manager, who will work with them to establish fees for services. I think most parents and caregivers wonder how they would know if their child needs mental health support. And I think appropriate referrals for services at the Children's Center really include behavior that might be distressing or difficult for caregivers to understand, a child who might be having difficulty in a typical child care setting, having concerns that may be linked to specific diagnoses. If you're wondering, like, is a behavior indicative of autism or ADHD or depression or something, another diagnosis, and those are appropriate referrals. I also think if families have experienced circumstances such as parental separations, divorce, or maybe a parent who's been incarcerated or otherwise separated from their child, this is a good place to come if a child is showing some difficulty after having such experiences. I also want intensive medical procedures, among many other different types of experiences. We specialize in providing evidence-based treatments, meaning that there's been a lot of research performed to prove that the trauma treatments that we use work well with young children. I think after thinking about all of that information, sometimes people still feel unsure about a child coming in for mental health services and if a young child would need to see a therapist. So I think it's just also helpful to know that caregivers seek our services for a wide range of issues. Sometimes it might be something as simple as toileting to something more complex, such as exposure to a traumatic event. But I'll just provide a reminder that our services are for children between 6 years of age or under. And it's a good reason for that is that early intervention is key to better future for children. So families come in for, like I said, a wide range of concerns, and we can determine what the needs of the family are at that time. I'm just gonna put up our contact us page that has our contact information on it down here at the bottom. So if you're interested in our therapeutic services, we can be contacted at the number listed here. And our web address is, you can see the address here, up here at the top. And there's a short form if you go on that and are interested. There's a link down here that says short form that can be filled out. And if it's submitted, then someone will contact you to talk a little bit more about what your concerns are. And that is pretty much it.
Great, thank you so much, Veronica. That was a lot of great information, and we'll be posting all of the websites for these organizations after, so you can have easy access. And I just want to mention, if anyone has questions for the panelists, to put them in the chat, and then we will get to that after they all present. We'll have about 10 minutes for questions. So thank you. And we will go on to House of Hope. So their mission is to treat substance use disorders, rebuild lives, strengthen families, and empower women. And I'll have Lori, their director, speak now on House of Hope.
Thanks for inviting us. I'm excited I get to go after Veronica because we love the Children's Center and we use them very frequently. We have a lot of clients come in that are bringing their kids into treatment with them or working towards reunification, and they have a lot of trauma. So we've worked closely with them and even been lucky enough to do some training with them over the years. So they're a great organization. We value their service. So thanks. House of Hope's been around for a long time. I am not great at screen sharing, but I'm hoping I can pop this up. Here it is, and I'll click on Learn More. We've been around technically since 1946. So next year's our 75th year. We've morphed definitely over the years. Now we service women only and their children. Usually, most of our children that come in with women are reunified through Division of Family Services. Technically, are around 5 and under. We do go up to age 8. I think when we have children that are in the 7 or 8-year-old range, we really want to look at those families individually because it's difficult to be in a structured community living environment and also have the child where they can't go next door and play with their friends and all those kind of things, and they have to be supervised in line of sight consistently because of licensing. But House of Hope works with women. Primarily our funding is through Medicaid. We also work a ton with drug court, family recovery court, felony drug court, intensive supervised probation, AP&P, multiple agencies where our funding sources come from. So we have 4 homes that the women live in currently. They're all within walking distance of our main treatment center that's downtown. It's been an interesting year, as y'all know, with COVID. So right now our clients are doing their treatment at their individual homes and the staff go there. And our day treatment program is coming here now, which we started about 3 weeks ago. We have half still on virtual and half of our day treatment program coming in person. Technically, clients are referred into our program, they're assessed, and then they're usually here in our program anywhere from 4 to 6 months. And then we refer them into our day treatment / outpatient program. Our outpatient program works on a level system where the more they're in treatment, the more we reduce their hours. So we really push them to get jobs or go back to school to be self-sufficient citizens in our community again, and really working on helping them to be empowered to do that. We work a lot with single moms, and so really figuring out how they can get out there and be self-sufficient, be okay with their lives, be clean and sober, and also take care of their children and still work through all the trauma they've gone through and their children as well. So currently, I think we're at about 35, 36 clients in our residential program. We can go up to 44. Our day treatment program right now is at about 30. We can go up to 40 if we need to with that as well. We focus a lot on evidence-based treatment. We're a nonprofit as well. Our mission is really to reunify families, to get the family healthier, strengthen our families, and really empower women. We focus a lot on women empowerment and really helping them know that they can get out there and do this. We have an alumni program that's been around for 20, 30 years, where we have an aftercare program. Once again, it's been kind of weird with COVID, but we normally have 3 alumni events that we have people to. Once you go through our program, even if you do residential and don't do outpatient, you're an alumni for life. And I have a website through Facebook that we stay connected as well with alumni. They can still come back and talk to us, reach out for support. We know relapse is real as part of the recovery process. So we work with that a lot and working with helping to get clients back on track. We had a lot of that this year with COVID, but we were able to really rein a lot of people back in and get them stabilized. And then once they go through our residential program and our outpatient program, they graduate our program. So a lot of focus on communication, a lot of focus on conflict resolution, because you throw a whole bunch of women into a home and ask them to get along, and that doesn't always happen. And so we're really trying to help teach them how to interact with others, also to learn about empathy and how their choices and behaviors have not only affected them and their children, but their families and other people in their lives. So I just have to keep saying that the empowerment of women is a big deal, and really working a lot with them to help them understand that their worth matters today. We give them single day, up to 6 hours a day of therapy, group behavior management, and skills development. They're in a very structured schedule in residential, up checking in at 6:30, lights out at 10:30, but their schedules are really structured to help them learn how to get back into a structured life. When their kids are in the program, they take their kids up to the Hope Center, which is literally 2 blocks up the street. We have actually 4 homes, the Hope Center, where the kids go during the day, that have staff that work with our kids specifically, that is a therapeutic environment. We also have children's therapists there. And then the women go back to their homes and do treatment during the day so they can get used to having that life when they leave residential as well. And then they're doing treatment all day, and they do lunch during the day. They also have chores and jobs throughout the homes that help them as well, so that they can get back to having that responsibility. So I believe really our program really teaches them how to get back on track. And we refer majority of our clients into our outpatient program because we know that they learn all that foundation in residential, but they really need to practice once they get into outpatient. COVID's been very difficult because they've been locked up. Pretty much once they're in residential, they can't go anywhere for passes or anything because of the COVID restrictions and licensing restrictions. So more than ever, when they get out of residential, being in day treatment to practice all those skills with the support is really important too. They're in day treatment probably about initially up to 25 hours a week. And then we encourage them to start figuring out what they're going to do with work and or school. I think that about sums it up. We have a great team. All our therapists are licensed, our case managers are licensed, and we work a lot on evidence-based treatment to really help our clients be successful. And we also have recovery assistants that are with them in their homes in the evenings and the weekends. So our clients in residential are monitored 24/7. In day treatment, they're here during the day, and then they get to go home to their homes. Probably a couple of the barriers we struggle a lot with are housing. That's probably our biggest barrier, is getting them into housing. And then with COVID too, really working on their sober support. So our whole lives have changed this year, as y'all know, and really becoming more virtual like we're doing right now. And so doing a lot of 12-step meetings and support meetings online, encouraging that for sober support as well. I think that's it. If you bounce around, you can see our values on the system. You can see our history that talks about what we do, and our admissions program, Salt Lake City. I will say that we have I didn't touch on this, we also have a treatment center in Provo. And Provo is women and children. It's on one campus right next to the mountains. It's a beautiful place down there, a really nice center. And that's just past off of University Avenue. But we go up to 16 families in that program as well. So if you have questions, feel free to email me. We can put my contact information and I'll get you where you need to be, or I can help you directly. Thanks.
Great, thank you so much, Lori. Some really great information, and we'll make sure that we have her contact info up and also the website. So if anyone's interested in learning more, they can. We'll move on to Neighborhood House now. So Neighborhood House's mission is to enrich, empower, and educate children and adults through quality, affordable daycare and supportive services. So we have Rocio today to speak about some of their services.
I'm gonna unmute myself and then try to share my screen as well, my friends. Okay, do I still sound human or like Darth Vader? Up is for human, down for Darth Vader. Wonderful, that is great to hear. I have an embarrassing story, you guys. I had my headphones on the weekend. I am helping the state do some contact tracing, and we had just like a quick check-in meeting, and I unmuted myself to ask a question and asked the question, you know, like a normal person. And then everybody was just like quiet, and I was like, what is going on? And then somebody goes like, you sound like Darth Vader. And I was like, oh no! And then I was thinking, the folks that I called in the morning for contact tracing, did I sound like myself or did I sound like Darth Vader? So now I'm just like forever ashamed of what I do whenever I wear these headphones. Grove has always been a immigrant neighborhood, so we've always served the immigrant, low-income refugee communities here in Salt Lake City, and that's what we are continuing to do. We offer the support services that a lot of the folks that are using the House of Hope services and Children's Center services are also going to use in conjunction. So we take care of daycare for both children 15 months up to 12 years old and older adults and adults with disabilities. We have a new facility. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to come and visit us. Again, same location, shiny building. We had a community partner come and visit us the other day, and she sent me a text and she's like, I'm not sure I'm in the right place. And I was like, no, we're shiny now, we're new. So it's pretty awesome. We have been able to expand our programs due to the new building. So we're able to serve double the children and double the adults. There's this thing called COVID. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, and it's been making things a little bit more challenging for everybody. But the folks that we serve don't get a chance to take time off work or work from home. So we are open. We are still seeing our clients. But we are still able to do daily meetings with our adults and adults with disabilities so that they can get out of the house and then get some exercise, but also so the caregivers can go grocery shopping or take a shower or just get a break. On the children's side, we're operating both our preschool program or toddler program and our school age program. And I don't know about you guys, but I think I have like 4 or 5 Zoom meetings every day, and not all of them go very smoothly. Honestly, this has gone really well, and I am feeling like slightly shocked because it feels like way too easy, and I'm very confused about that. But now imagine that you're a 7-year-old and you have to log into your computer to talk to your teacher and then do your homework, and it's just absolutely terrifying. So we at Neighborhood House are supporting them in their schooling. So our teachers are supervising our kiddos with their online homework. We're working very closely with social workers at the schools so that we can help the kids really get to where they need to be and so that they don't fall farther behind. We're also trying to bridge that digital equity lot and then log on to your Zoom meeting with the teachers. Folks have also been able to check out laptops in our facility so that they can do job applications or build resumes and that sort of stuff. So I am specifically over our Family Resource Center, and we assist with the wraparound services. So we have 2 school age and preschool managers that do amazing at all the educational side of things. And my role supports the family, because the children can't succeed if the families are not healthy as well, right? So we've been helping folks with the amazing rental assistance program that Youth Community Action is running right now. So we're helping them fill out all the paperwork. We're helping with utility assistance, because honestly, who likes to fill out forms? It's terrible and so redundant sometimes, right? And then you look at it and you're like, wait, what? What is the question that you're asking me? So we're sitting with clients and trying to figure it all out together so that they don't have that additional burden in accessing resources and services that are available to them. And sorry, somebody's calling me and I need to hang up. This is our life. But anything that our clients need, we are here for. So this morning I typed a letter for somebody that needs a letter from their landlord for this rental assistance program, but didn't have access to a computer. So they just sent me a picture of the text that they wanted included, and I typed it, and then they're picking it up in the afternoon, right? It's all kinds of different things, because I am an immigrant. I understand what it's like to come here and be like, whoa, what is happening here? I have no idea what's going on. I had a mini class today about the different levels of government, and federal and state and local, and what that means for their applications, like where the funds are coming from. And myself, I was talking to a parent who's going through that permanent residency process, and if you've ever like assisted somebody in doing that, or have done it yourself, you know how long of a process that is. She can't access government resources because in the application, one of the sections says you're supposed to prove self-sufficiency. So you can't access any governmental assistance. So she can't access any of these benefits, right? And like, I feel that by having experienced that myself, I was able to be like, okay, I get that. So then let's start looking at other resources or sources of funding, right? Basically, neighborhood house, we are your neighborhood house. That's what we want to be to you. If you live in our area, just swing by and we'll see what we can do for you. And you'll know that we'll take care of your children and your vulnerable adults like they are our own. We understand that in communities of color, multi-generational households are the norm. And we want to make sure that grandma and grandpa can stay at home for as long as they can. So adults can go and work, and then the children are also cared for. We validate those underrepresented identities. That's what our staff looks like as well. Most of our teachers are bilingual, English, Spanish, and we're working on adding additional languages too. So we really want to reflect our own neighborhood, and we take our cues from the neighborhood and our clients as well on how we can be more open to their feedback, but also so that we can implement that in our organization. Our management team is extremely diverse, and that's honestly what drew me into the organization. I was like, this is cool. You don't see that very often. But I guess I just want to say that folks of color, multicultural, come out of the resettlement period and are no longer receiving assistance. We work very closely with them too. And we really try to do it in a trauma-informed way and always keeping cultural competency in mind. I think that's it for me.
Hey, thank you so much, Rocio. That was great. If anyone has questions, please type them now into the chat. I just want to ask kind of a broad question to each of you. What is the best way for someone to get involved? Is there something on your website? So if each of you just want to say a quick, what's the best way and most, accessible way for people to get a hold of you all?
For the Children's Center, I think where I was showing on the website, if you go to the website on the contact us link, our number is there, so it's always good to call or filling out that short form that's at the bottom of that page with any information, and then someone will reach back out to the family.
Yeah, for us as well, if you can go on, if you want to volunteer, there's a volunteer tab. That's been very complicated and difficult with COVID. So there's things that we're saying we need that would be a lot differently when we've done volunteer groups. And then there is a contact us as well. I also put my email in the chat. So people can email me. I'm in my email all the time, and then I can forward it to people that can follow up if I can.
And we are on the same boat in terms of volunteering. We do have a program called Nourish to Flourish through the Lightspark Foundation. So we're able to offer 200 hot meals every day at pickup time. So folks can just swing by, get a meal. Is today Wednesday? We have wings today. So Buffalo Wings Day is a very popular day, FYI. But yeah, we have 200 meals to just give out every day, and that's something that we're doing and that folks can volunteer for. I'm gonna type in the chat box the email address of Hosa, who is our volunteer coordinator with the organization. Reach out to her if you would like to assist us with that program. And then I think Tara had a question about our adult services. So I just copied a link right there, and you can find out more. One thing that I forgot to mention is that we provide meals for all of our clients. So healthy meals too. So they get breakfast, lunch, and a snack on the children's side, and then on the adult side, breakfast and lunch, depending on the dietary needs. We have different types of activities. Things have changed a lot due to COVID, right? So a lot of the activities are kind of like one-on-one with one of our aides, but they still get to go outside of the house and see a new environment and really try to maintain their cognitive health.
Great, thank you for those answers. I'm not seeing any other questions, so if any of the panelists want to add anything else, feel free to, or we can move on.
No, thank you for inviting us. We really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you. We have a comment. Thank you for all the information from these wonderful speakers. I'm just going to say a few more words about Powerful Moms Who Care. So if anyone listening or anyone knows someone that would be interested in joining our group, you can email us at powerfulmomswhocare@gmail.com, or you can join our Facebook group and message us directly, or also just follow to kind of see what's happening and what meetings are coming up. So we also have a survey that's in English and Spanish that you can fill out so that we can have more information about you and directly contact you. So I will post that on the YouTube description as well as the Facebook event for this. So I'll post that there. And we'll also post all of the organization's websites. And we have one more of these virtual meetings next week from 1 to 2 on October 14th. And this video will be recorded, so please share it with your friends, with your clients. It'll be on YouTube, and we also have closed captioning, so that should be great. And we will be having a newcomer meeting the last week of October, so we'll directly contact you if you're interested in being a part of Powerful Moms Who Care, making change, learning about community organizing. If you're passionate about accessible affordable housing for families, or childcare, access to healthcare, fair treatment of children in schools, more job training opportunities, and general community safety, please feel free to contact us and we'd love to have you involved. So thank you so much to our 3 speakers. I learned a lot today. I hope everyone did as well. And yeah, tune in next week. And also if you were watching today, please fill out the Google Forms survey to be eligible for a Harmon's gift card. I will contact the winner tomorrow and then I can drop that off to them. So please fill out that quick survey and we would love to see you next week. So thank you all, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.